Ani, thank you for talking to me. I'm really excited to hear the story about this very special cello that you're holding.
Of course. I think I'm certainly the only person I know of that can say that I play on an instrument made by my father.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm very proud of him. He was not always a violin maker. He used to be a chemist, and he wasn't happy in that profession. And so in his mid to late 40s, he decided to change professions, and his passion was always the violin. He was crazy about the violin, had every rare book about the violin. He has over 10,000 records, mostly of violin playing, and is just really super knowledgeable about classical music and especially the violin. And it was too late in life for him to learn how to play violin at the level that he would want to play, but not too late in life to learn how to make instruments.
Did he have musical training before that?
He played clarinet, just amateur in college. He played quite a bit, but never professionally, but just always had this passion for classical music.
Wow.
And I don't know why violin to him was so meaningful, especially being a wind player himself, but it's always been the violin for him. So he decided, he was always good with woodworking. He would make model airplanes from scratch. He still does. And so
how do they sound?
We've never strung them up, strangely enough. But yeah, so he decided to go to the Chicago School of Violin Making, a healthy course, 3.5 years, and there he studied with Chu Ho Lee, and he learned how to make violins, violas, and cellos. And in college, I was borrowing instruments. And we all know that when you borrow an instrument, there is a chance that it can be taken from you for whatever reason. Often the owner might want to sell it. For various reasons it can be taken away. So my dad, after his schooling, thought, well, why don't I give it a go at making you an instrument? You know, can't hurt to try. And so he decided in the year 2000 to make me a cello. And it wasn't his first cello. He had made 2 cellos before that. So was
it like a Christmas gift or something? Surprise! I mean, did you know it was coming?
I knew it was coming.
Okay. He talked with you about it?
We talked, we talked about it. I mean, he was aware of the qualities I would need in an instrument. Warm sound, a sound that projects in a hall well, that's important to me. So yeah, he gave it a go, and I remember coming home from college when it was all done, all strung up, because you don't know how it's going to sound until it's completely done. And from the first note, I think even he was surprised.
Wait a second. Hey.
How good it sounded. It really had so much promise, and it had this nice open sound, and it was definitely worth giving it a good year or two of good playing, because these instruments all do change in the first few years, especially in the first year.
The wood is getting used to being in this shape,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
And to resonating.
Yes, the vibrations kind of, I don't know, they do something to the wood. So, and it really bloomed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 22 years later,
I'm still playing on it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but he carved an A in the scroll. So,
A for Ani.
Yeah, A for Ani, or he says Aznavoorian, but I like to think it's for Ani.
Does he put that on any of his other instruments?
It's the only one.
So it's A.
So yeah, we both knew that if it wasn't up to par, that it wouldn't be the cello for me. But I love it, and it's healthy, and everywhere I go, I know how it's going to sound. It doesn't vary a lot with different altitudes or humidities.
Very stable.
It's very stable. Some of the older instruments can be a little finicky. So. Does
he work on it for you, like maintain it?
He's done a few things, but I actually don't make it back to Chicago that often. So.
I see, right.
So depending what I need.
Does he have input on who gets to work on it?
Kind of.
Really? Yeah.
Kind of. Or he gets mad at me if
you take it to the wrong person. No. Who did this work?
He's always like, what strings are you using? He's kind of annoying, actually. It's like, just leave me alone. It's mine now.
How much did he charge you for it?
Got a really good deal. Got a killer of a deal.
So is he making a lot of instruments?
He makes mostly violins.
Mostly violins.
That is his passion. He's made 4 cellos in total, and I don't know how many violins.
This is number
three. And a couple of violas.
Dabbling in viola.
But mostly violins.
He doesn't want to muddy the waters. Well, that's really wonderful. I mean, it's like, this is like a sibling.
Yeah,
you know?
It's probably on paper not the most valuable instrument in existence, but to me it's priceless.
Yeah, and so I am curious if his training as a chemist, how that might have played into things like varnish or even glue. I don't know, or the wood treatments, or is there ground?
Yeah, like, I think it did. In fact, I mean, he has kind of hinted that he's maybe done some things with the varnish. I think all the makers have their secrets, and he's definitely not telling me because he thinks I'll blab them, and he's probably right. I probably would. So he's probably wise not to tell me what.
It's a little Kool-Aid powder. And have you been scoping out the workshop? Hey guys, it's Kool-Aid. Sorry. No, but you know, like the magic secret, like it's like a combination of many things. But it's really interesting as a chemist to have that very specific training and to be able to apply that. It's like, you know.
Yeah, and I have to say, it really changed him as a person. Just the happiness that he found in his profession as a violin maker, as opposed to the sciences, which did not bring him happiness. It's taught me a lot of life lessons, and I'm really proud of him. And whenever I go around to perform, I always submit different lengths of bios. Sometimes they cut the bios if they need it to be shorter, and I always say, cut whatever you want, just don't cut the last sentence, which says, Ani Aznavoorian proudly performs on a cello made by her father, Peter Aznavoorian. So that's... I
love that.
Yeah, I'm more proud of him than any of my own accomplishments. So.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to our performance soon.
Yes, me too.
And you're playing the Swan, so let's hear a little bit of that now.
Sure, love to.
Thank you.